Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Jack Doherty getting robbed. Yes, he still exists. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, he still enjoys putting his ugly mug on the camera for us to laugh at. But you know, to me this is good news. Apparently, he got robbed in broad daylight. Some goons ran up on him, pushed him against a wall, and took $300,000 worth of chains that he was wearing around his neck. According to him, he really tried to fight him off. He was willing to die for those chains, but things just didn't go as planned, as there were 4 guys. So yeah, we're gonna be reacting to this Atozy video on the situation. So let's get into it.
Jack Doherty just found out why you should never wear a $300,000 chain, as he was just robbed, and as it seems like no one cares, which is actually kind of shocking because when a creator this size gets robbed, especially for the amount he was robbed for, I would expect to see a lot more coverage of this.
Nobody gives a fuck. I mean, is that really that surprising? We're talking about Jack Doherty here, not Mr. Beast. Let's face it though, like, Jack Doherty is becoming less relevant by the day, which overall is a good thing for the internet. I mean, we don't need to see this kid around anymore harassing people with his big goon, intimidating random civilians on the street. This kid deserves to get checked, and that happened. If anything, people are gonna smile when they hear this news. Nobody gives a fuck about Jack Doherty. Who even watches him? Does he have any genuine fans who give a shit what happens to him or what he's doing? I mean, he must have some, but it has to be 11 to 12-year-old kids who are jealous of his OnlyFans girls.
And maybe some sympathy towards him, but instead, most people are just dropping the Michael Jordan kissing his champion trophy gifts. So Jack Doherty really needs to be studied on how unlikable he is, because very few people get robbed and then have the entire internet celebrating. But to make things extremely clear, I am in no way happy to see this, nor do I want to see this happen to anyone. It should be very obvious that no one wants to live in a society where people get robbed. Although, there are plenty of things that Jack could have done here to avoid being a target, like not wearing $300,000 worth of diamonds around your neck in Los Angeles, a city where, seemingly a new jewelry store is broken into every week at this point. But I mean, even considering the location, I don't think it's ever smart to put the value of a small family house around your neck.
Man, I've never understood the appeal of chains. Chains used to be something that you'd put around your slaves so they don't run away at night. And now people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on them just to put them around their neck. It makes no fucking sense if you think about it. What's the point of having something that costs that much, that used to symbolize that somebody was like the lowest rung of a society, and then putting it around your neck? People hate slavery, and yet they wear a chain. It's not like Jewish people be walking around with a goddamn swastika around their neck. That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
So what happened? Well, Jack was in LA, and the only thing I knew that Jack did was he went to a no jumper interview, and then the day after he decided to extend his stay in LA, and then he went to Rodeo Drive to, I guess, shop. And this is where the disaster struck him.
Guys, I just got robbed. I just got robbed on Rodeo Drive. 4 armed guys hopped out of their car, ripped both my chains off my neck.
I mean, this situation is already very similar to the McLaren incident, because as soon as the disaster happens, he instantly goes live. He goes live before he even notifies his family.
Listen, is that weird? Yes, a little bit. I can see what he's trying to say, but that's the problem with social media in general. If you're an influencer, especially of any big size like that, where your life is your content, then yeah, of course you're going to turn something negative that happened to you into, clicks, into views, into money, bro. Because why the fuck wouldn't you? If you're the level of Jack Doherty and you're known for being a dork who goes around insulting people and hiding behind your big black bodyguards.
I think that was a setup, bro. So how many? That was a setup.
So how many people? Can we just hold off on this because we got some more ways.
Dave, I don't even know what the f happened. Like, help me talk, bro. I'm in shock. Nah, they're with me.
The police are shut this down.
Sir, they're with me.
Okay.
It was 4 males. I assume it was 4 males. One stayed in the car, 3 and we standing from there.
I mean, even after he's robbed, he's taking pictures with people. I mean, dude's probably having the worst day of his life, but still forcing a smile for a photo.
It was 2 diamond chains, like $300,000.
They touch you?
Yes. Believe it.
You need fire? Alright, just make sure nobody else touches you. We're gonna have prime left and about to swap you. necklaces?
Huh?
What's the value of the diamond necklace?
One was 100K, one was 200K.
It's like 300K.
Yeah.
I mean, $300,000 just to go shopping? Why are you peacocking like that? Why do you feel the need to do that? Like, I can somewhat understand the expensive watch for the right place and the right time, but I don't think it's ever a good idea to be roaming around LA with a 6-figure watch and a $300,000 diamond necklace.
Yeah, man, I've never understood the point of these things either, but I'm not the target audience for that. You see, like, if I was rich, if I had Jack Doherty's money, I really wouldn't buy much. I would buy a nice house. I would really make a nice compound. I'd probably have, you know, some apartments in different cities. I would drive a couple cool cars, and that would be about fucking it, dude. I'm boring. I don't get the appeal of having chains around your neck that are worth $100,000 or having a watch. You know, I get that it's supposed to signal status, and if you're a business guy, having a watch might be a good, like, opener in a conversation, and it'll show that you have made, you know, some good fucking money. But I think all that shit's stupid, frankly. I'm not the kind of guy who would want those things. It's fucking stupid, in my opinion, bro. Honestly, money's cool, you know, up until a certain point, but having more than like $10 million is kind of pointless, bro. I'm not saying I wouldn't make more money past 10 million, but I would not use that money to flex on the hoes and the haters and shit. It's just stupid. Also, if you care that much about losing $300,000 of chains and watches, then you probably shouldn't have them in the first place, because just walking down the street, if some goons see you with that much money on your body, bro, they're going to try to take it, and you better be strapped up and ready to die if you don't want to lose it. Having things like that on your body, put a target on your fucking head, bro. They know who to rob, and you're a little skinny fucking dweeb, bro, that doesn't even have a fucking strap, bro. Like, you're fucked.
That's just terrible situational awareness. Bank robbers, on average, they get away with about $5,000, which I was actually surprised of that stat. I thought it would be way larger than that. But you have guys risking that much for $5,000, and you know for sure a bank is way harder to rob than Jack Doherty here on Rodeo Drive. Because let's be real, the only thing defending Jack here is an out-of-shape bodyguard, because the last bodyguard he had got him into legal trouble. So I guess he got a new one, and this new one is probably already fed up with it, because who wouldn't be? Also, let's be real, I don't think he signed up for that. He signed up to defend Jack when he eggs someone on the street or something like that, and then, you know, has to back them off. Or some TikTok person harassing him. That's essentially what I would assume they sign up for. Not 4 armed gunmen blitzkrieging Jack. I feel like that's a little bit much for one bodyguard who's not even armed to handle. So overall, just terrible risk assessment on Jack Doherty here.
What the happened? Bro, how can you let that happen?
So here he's kind of blaming his security guard. He's like, why would you let that happen? It's like, dude, what is he gonna do? Apparently he tackled one, but there's 3 others with guns.
You know, I'm really starting to think Jack might be Jewish. It makes a lot of sense if you think about it. He kind of even looks Jewish, bro. He's like, come on, big black guy, fucking, you should have died. You should have let those motherfuckers shoot you. You should have defended my chains with your life. It's like, how much are you paying this guy? Probably not very fucking much, dude. That's fucked up. You know, increase his wage. Give him a strap, bro. Get him a friend.
Like, dude, you broadcasted one large game of Capture the Flag with $300,000 worth of diamonds around your neck as a reward to any criminal in LA, and you live stream your current location. Then on top of that, they can clearly see that you only have one bodyguard here. And again, I never want to see anyone get robbed, but this is just ridiculously reckless on his part. And then on top of that, I wouldn't be surprised if the dudes who robbed him get less time than Vitaly in the Philippines when their crimes aren't even comparable. But he starts explaining what happens here.
It happened right there.
And what, you ran?
Yeah, give us a play-by-play.
What happened? Yeah.
Bro, that was a setup for sure, bro. It's too perfect. I walk out and they're right there, bro. Like, they walk out and they immediately hop out the car. And like, they just, all 3 or 4 of them just tackling me to the ground. It's insane. I don't even know what happened. What even happened? Like, I didn't even see what happened. It all happened so fast. Did they just pin me against the wall?
Can I speak to you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna separate you from everyone just so I can get your information and everything. I understand.
That is a complete nightmare scenario, but apparently he didn't remember what the people robbed him looked like. How would you not be able to remember what they looked like? Okay, so I guess everyone's trauma responses or just like fear responses work differently. I had a scary moment where I was in a CVS and it got robbed. They had guns. I was there with my family, and I was like only probably 4 feet away from one of the robbers at the time. And I saw behind the robber was my family. So I just kind of froze up and slowly started walking because he clearly was not there to rob people. He was just trying to get whatever he can get from the CVS. So I just kind of walked, grabbed my family, and I've been to the store plenty of times, so I knew where the back door was. So we just walked into the back door, and then I closed the back door, and then I stood behind that metal door, and then we called 911. But I can also list from head to toe exactly what that person was wearing, his height, yeah, everything about that person. So, not to randomly trauma dump on you guys. Not that it actually was trauma.
Yeah, bro. I mean, if all that's true, I don't think that's the normal response. I think the normal response to something like that happening is kind of just fucking forgetting a lot of details, bro. Like any sort of high pressure situation I've been in has been like that, where you forget like weird details. I did boxing a couple years ago, and every time I would spar, bro, I just completely black out and blank like what happened exactly. All I would know is, you know, I sparred for a little bit. And so I think that's like the normal fucking response to a high pressure situation is you're kind of just acting and reacting. You don't even really necessarily have control of yourself. It's just that your survival instincts kick in, man, and that, you know, causes a lot of people to black out details. And you know, it would make sense that Jack Doherty doesn't exactly remember how it went down.
Obviously, it was scary at the time, but thankfully nothing happened, so it was nothing really to worry about. Damn, okay. Well, that just reminded me of that. Okay, anyway, moving on.
All of them were they all from the same clinic? Or is there one that you remember like vividly? It's okay if you don't remember all of them.
I don't really remember it all. It all happened so fast.
But you just remember going back closely.
So after the questioning, he continues where he left off by telling the story.
Dude, he was chasing me around the room trying to get my watch off. That's crazy. Yeah, it's like, and I don't know which way to go, bro. Because if I go too far away, he's gonna just get me alone, and I have a broken collarbone, so I can't even fight this guy. And bro, I just didn't want to lose my Richard Hill. I lost both my chains, bro. It's so sad.
I am surprised he was not worried about his life here or his girl's life, as they were just charged by 4 armed gunmen. Like, come on, screw the materialistic crap. That's replaceable. Why are you worried about that?
They said Timu McKinley set you up, bro. They got the job from her. Is that true?
I low-key suspected that at first.
That was my feed.
I took her phone, I checked it. I said, yo, I had to. I was like, what the I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. 300K is 300K. You never know.
Should have been 580.
What?
It should have been like 480 with the Richard.
Bro, he was chasing me around. I was not letting it go. He had a gun to me, and I was like, nah. I'm taking this watch. I'll die for this. I should have gotten insurance. What was I doing? I gotta calm down. The cops are gonna think I'm crazy. They're not gonna see my shit back.
Anyone with a $300,000 house would have it insured. I don't know what he was thinking with having $300,000 worth of jewelry not insured. And I was interested in seeing what that would cost. And that would apparently be anywhere from $300 to $600 a month to insure it, as the industry standard for jewelry like that would be between 1% and 2% of the assessed value of the jewelry. And the 1% to 2% is for the annual cost. But obviously, he continues to marinate in what happened.
Can this all be over now? Like, for real, what is happening? Bro, you did ask, like, Cheesecake Factory set me up. I'm suing.
You see what I mean about the Jewish allegations, though, bro? I don't think he's beaten them. I mean, I really am convinced Jack Doherty might be Jewish, and that would make a lot of fucking sense as to how he's so rich.
He's allowing everyone. Hey, can I sue for this or no? Who can I sue for this?
Yeah, the only people he could sue here would probably be the robbers. That's about it.
Wait, you ain't gonna go to extradition. I actually live here. I'm not a fake streamer. So
all right, watch him out. Watch him out. Hey, pal. Hey, pal. Hey, I love
you.
My daddy owns this street, pal. Yeah, keep walking.
And that right there is why nobody gives a fuck, bro. He's literally known for harassing random people on the street, bro. And he gets a little heckler, somebody returns the favor, and he's like, yeah, I own this street that I just got robbed on. Yeah, walk away. You better be scared. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the guys that just fucking robbed him and he came back just to fucking laugh in his fucking face. And then he realized the feds were there, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. I gotta keep walking. I don't want them to figure out, that I was involved in this in any way." But yeah, there you have it, guys. That's gonna do it for this video. If you liked it, smash the thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.